Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Limba Mupetami. First thing first, let's start off with a hit list. The Namibian cricket season gets underway on the 15th of September with the richly franchised T20 competition, which will be held at the United Sports Ground. 4 teams will be in action, namely the Windhoek Jets, Etosha Wildcats, Fish River Eagles, and the Namib Desert Lions. Moving on, World Boxing Organization Africa welterweight champion Charles Shinima has sent a stern warning to Tanzanian opponent Iet Pialari, saying he will not last during their fight on Friday at the Ongodiva Trade Fair. This, of course, will be in the Together as One Boxing 10 Boxing Bonanza. The Nedbank City Dash will take place on the 10th of September in Windhoek. Entries close tomorrow, so do make sure to enter the race. You can take part in the 5 or 10 kilometer race. The 5 kilometer race is more for social runners, whereas the 10 kilometer race is for elite athletes. Well, of course, here is one of the organizers, Yvonne Brengman, speaking about the event. Have a listen to this.
In 2019, due to COVID and all the things that went around it, there was a bit of a pause period, but we're very excited to do the 223 event, and also to Nedbank for their ongoing commitment, and then to the other sponsors who come on board, Paratus to keep us connected, NHP, our health partner, Checkers for food and sustenance, Ineos for cars and support, and then iPhone for produce and some fun things to give away. So we've got, I think, a good team, and we actually hope to keep the whole partnership going, both with Nedbank and all our co-sponsors, and to really grow the event in the future. One of the things that Jeff here touched upon is that it's a very inclusive event. We have pro athletes, we have scholars, we have social people, we have companies, we have an entire range, because I actually did the event in 2019 and it was a lot of fun. It was all sorts of people, all sorts of walks of life, very social, and we're hoping to grow on that. There are 3 events in 3 events that we offer. There's the Fun Run 5 kilometer, 1K 10 kilometer. And then the 3rd event is the Lead K 10 kilometer. The Lead K 10 kilometer is only for people who can complete the course in 55 minutes, and we're going to have a strict cutoff. 55 minutes is a reasonable time for a fit person, but the fastest people usually do it in 30 minutes. So the idea is just to keep that ready for the top fast runners, and the social people can start a bit later. So the lead starts at 7, and the social will start at 8 o'clock. And I think, the route is here. It's at Zoo Park Gardens where the start is. Then the athletes will run down to Ausbahnplatz, Sneeman Circle, back up Independence, and then a bit further towards the Checkers, the 5K turnaround is, and for the 10 kilometer they carry on all the way to the fire station traffic circle, and then finish at Zoo Park Gardens. We've also got entertainment lined up, food stores, and all the rest of it, so a fun day for family, friends, and colleagues.
With that, let's cross over to the Game Changers segment of the show right after the break. 28-year-old Anri Krugel has steadily risen to prominence in Namibian triathlon, road cycling and mountain biking circles. National champion in triathlon, Krugel presented Namibia at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, achieving an individual 23rd place. Her top results as a road cyclist include podium placings at this year's National Championship. She took third in the road race, second in time trial. And of course, this week we are featuring her in the Athletes World segment, speaking about her fitness routine and upcoming goals. So check out this interview.
Okay, well, for this episode, we are joined by none other than Anri Krugel. Did I get that correct?
You got it right. Well
Okay,
done.
Anri, what are we doing on the Oshihase Road? You just did your routine today. Just run us through it. How was that?
Yeah, so I actually had some time off work today.
Okay.
Surprise. Don't get that very often. So
Okay.
I had a 3-hour ride this morning. Started around 8 because
3
it's still
hour?
cold. Yeah.
Wow.
Finished
Okay.
at 11 and now we're here.
Okay, well, how often do you come out here to just take time on the road, spend 3 hours just exercising and stuff like that?
Definitely not as often as I would like. I actually do about 80% of my training indoors on a watt bike.
Stock up and save with the best deals at WB. Get 1 litre Vita Creamy for $11.99, 2 litre Nam Milk Omaere for $44.99, 200 gram Top Class Spice Mix for $11.99, 10 kg Hotchfelt Maize for $84.99, plus 2 kg Surf Washing Powder for just $52.99. See more WB specials online at www.vurmanbrock.com. We care.
Well, of course, just some technical difficulties there, but we will come back to Game Changer just shortly. But quickly moving on to the sharpshooter segment of today's show, we have on the 14th of October, the AC Boxing Promotion Rising Stars Tournament organized by AC Boxing Academy. This will, of course, see boxing action with 7 bouts scheduled. The likes of Sakaria, Desert Storm, Lukas and Ruan Rispel will be in action. Well, of course, ahead of their fights, this is what the boxers had to say, as well as their promoter, so don't move an inch.
I still don't have an opponent for you, but for sure I will have somebody, a dancing partner for you, to make sure that you go over him. And in boxing, like I said before, we prepare like we prepare for 12 rounds, we prepare like we prepare for a world title fight. So anybody can knock you out. So Desert Storm, just talk to the people. They haven't seen you fighting back home ever since probably 2015 or 14. That was his last fight fighting at home, or was it 2018 or somewhere there. So it's a comeback fight for Desert Storm, fighting home. Of course, the fans, they miss him. And of course now he come back different. He's more experienced, he's more sharper, he have seen it all. Storm.
Yeah, good morning everybody. I want to thank God for this opportunity and everybody for being here. So October 14, I want to invite all my friends. I know Namibians, they miss it. It's here now, Nampower. Come in numbers. It's you eat or you get eaten.
So it's not just for the numbers that they used to say. So everybody's welcome. That's why you see Ruan representing Okahanja. And of course, come October 14, Ruan will have another win again. He won his last fight and he's undefeated. So he's one of our prospects. We are looking up to him to make sure that he put Namibia in the world map. Ruan Rispel, tell the people how prepare you for this fight and why do you think you'll win this coming fight?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would like to thank God and IMS for presenting this opportunity once again for us to get the opportunity to showcase our skill and what the love we have for the sport and why we're really doing this. This fight I'm having is not an easy fight. I'm well aware of it. I fought the guy. It's my second. So we're going to fight for the third time now. Yeah. One thing people didn't know is we faced each other in the amateurs before. He got me there the first time, right on points. And now the second time, I got him on points. So now this third fight is going to be a very interesting one. We're going to see who's the real top dog coming out October 14. And I'll be very well prepared for this. I'll make my adjustments, which I know I should make. And I just want to go out there and express myself to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Well, of course, that was some of the boxers that are going to be competing on the 14th of October. Now, moving onwards to Lejol. This, of course, is our special rugby segment, but we're going to get into that right after this break.
How do you find the perfect time? Is it in what we create? Or is perfection a form of art? Can we taste the perfect time?
Move to it. Feel it. Or is it best enjoyed together? The perfect time is out there. Come with us to find it. Vintage Draft. Perfect time, perfect beer.
The Volviches of Namibia are departing for the Rugby World Cup in France this week, with one open weekend before their long-awaited opening match against Italy on the 9th of September. Namibia's squad, led by Captain Johan Deysel, will be taking part in a Rugby World Cup for the 7th consecutive time. The Volviches are determined to win their first match in the history of the tournament, which they will start in Pool A alongside France, New Zealand, Italy and Uruguay. In the 2019 World Cup in Japan, Namibia's scrum half Damian Stevens recorded a fantastic try in the opening match against Italy. Have a look at this try.
And Torsten van Jaarsveld was off to the races there nicely. Delaharp goes on the outside. Newman now the flat ball. Picked up beautifully on the outside. Plateau in open space. Delaharp puts in. This is glorious! Namibia! Welcome to Japan! Damian Stevens is over!
Well, that is just sensational. Namibia have not won a Rugby World Cup game. They are off to a great start here in Arizona. The inside pass is perfectly timed, and like all good scrum halves, Damian Stevens was on hand and had the gas.
Now coming back to Game Changer, where we will now be featuring 28-year-old Anri Krugel. Well, of course, we had to just pause that interview for a short bit, but here we bring that interview back. And of course, she's speaking with Brian Monango, so don't move an inch.
This month on DSTV Compact.
I think I got this.
The Premier League is back. Can anyone knock the Citizens from their perch and claim England's footballing crown?
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Ladybug and Cat Noir return, using their incredible superpowers to protect Paris from evil.
We gotta do something. We'll figure out that something together.
The Derricos are at it again, trying to parent all 14 of their quintuplets, triplets, and twins.
The struggle is very real.
It's a bit much.
The world's favorite heroes in our half shell remind us how they karate chop their way into our hearts with this best of collection of episodes.
Oh yeah, see? Up high, little buck.
And Fernanda will stop at nothing to exact revenge on the masked men who killed her husband and destroyed her life. It's your moment to be entertained by staying connected to DSTV Compact.
Okay, well, for this episode, we are joined by none other than Anri Krugel. Did I get that correct?
You got it right. All
okay,
back.
Anri, what are we doing on the Oshihase Road? You just did your routine today. Just run us through it. How was that?
Yeah, so I actually had some time off work today.
Okay.
Surprise. So don't get that very often. So
okay.
I had a 3-hour ride this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Started around 8 because
3
it's still
hours?
cold. Yeah.
Wow.
Finished
okay.
at 11
Mm-hmm.
and now we're here.
Okay, well, how often do you come out here to just take time on the road, spend 3 hours just exercising and stuff like that?
Definitely not as often as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do about 80% of my training indoors on a watt bike.
Oh, okay.
Just because I don't have time.
I have time to go out. Yeah, I think I had the same conversation with Gerard Mans,
Yeah.
and he said, like, if you work at 8 to 5, it's really hard to come home. If you have family also,
Yeah.
to then go out again on the road. So it's
No,
better to just do
definitely.
it at home. But then now that you got the day off today, coming out here, I have a question for you. Like, you're so committed to what you do. How did you get into cycling?
I actually started when I was still studying, so around 2018, 2017. Just started messing around on the mountain bike really. Did a lot of single tracks first, but it's not like we have here. It's a lot more groomed and a lot easier to cycle than the single tracks here. Finished studying in 2019 and then I did community service here in the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
We actually got into the longer rides, like 100 kilometers plus.
And how's that?
Yeah, that's my style.
Is
I like
that
doing
100
a lot more.
kilometers? did put you out there. But I always thought like guys like you who cycle so well, or you guys who have so much endurance and stamina, I thought you guys like start off when you're 6, 7. But Gerard said the same thing. He started like in his late 20s, like mid 20s, and then he got onto a bike, and after that he just liked it. But with you, it's, like you're saying, it's the same thing. You're busy with school, 2018. That's not that long ago.
Not at all. Yeah.
Okay, let's speak of achievements. What are your proudest moments, would you say, that you have having taken part in cycling? What would you say are the moments that you relish on, that you look back on and say, oh, you know, I'm actually glad I started doing this?
I think any race that you finish well, especially if you could improve on your previous results, always gives you a little bit of a proud moment.
Okay.
But Ghana this year was great. Commonwealth Games last year was also fantastic. Not really something I saw myself doing, so it was a good surprise, and it's always nice, like I said, to check where you meet up with the professionals.
Okay. Your last Krugel and Dirt that you took part in, aced it. Did an amazing job, because I was reading through the results and I saw, oh, Anri, and I was wondering, how was Krugel and Dirt series so far this year? I mean, we still have one more in September, but the ones that have taken part so far, how have you enjoyed them compared to last? I'm sure this is not the first.
It's basically my first.
Okay.
I think last year I did about 2 or 3 of them. This year I missed the first one. Work, and then I had quite a good run so far for the rest of them.
Okay.
I must say the one last weekend was definitely the toughest of all of them so far. Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely had everything in it, from sand, climbs, drags, flats. So it was,
and how was it navigating the roads? Were they like properly marked?
It was very properly marked. So it was great. Yeah. And the organizing, I must say, is fantastic.
Okay, apologies for that. As you can see, we are at the Ochiasa Road, and there is some traffic, obviously, but this is where we are, where Anri comes through to come exercise when she does have time or when the day looks okay. Okay, speaking of plans for the year, what do you have planned out for yourself regarding cycling? What do you think? What do you look forward to? How are you keeping in shape and stuff like that?
Well, just putting in the hours in between work when I have time.
Okay.
Not really cycling, but I have the Ironman in Mossel Bay in November coming up.
That's soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping to qualify for Worlds, so we'll see. As a non-elite, so just in your age category, did quite well last year, so I hope this year will be better. My prep is a lot better this year.
Okay, so you're more focused with the prep than you were last year.
Definitely, and then obviously Dash, and I think that's the only 2 big ones left for the year.
Speaking of Dash team, are you doing it like in a team, or is this you?
No, this year I'm still doing it in a team. This will only be my 3rd Dash, so I want to do the first half and see how that goes. Hopefully aiming to do the solo next year.
Okay.
So Melissa and I will be doing a team
this year.
Yeah, the ladies team.
Okay. Well, to the ladies that are out there, to the ladies that are watching, and the boys as well, let's not exclude them. Do you have any word of advice as to give cyclists who are coming up the ranks, who want to take the same path that you have taken and want to succeed that you have, but they just don't have the means, or they just don't know what to do? Do you have any advice for the young people out there?
The best I would say is try find a coach. I know everyone says that, but it really does make a big difference. It gives you structure to your training. With limited time especially, you can actually put in a lot more effort in a smaller amount of time, and then your results are a lot better. I would also say just make sure that you enjoy it. It's the most important part. Don't put too much stress on yourself. Go out there, enjoy it, and see where you get.
And eventually you might see yourself at the Commonwealth Games. You might see yourself taking part. But no, let's not start with Commonwealth. Let's start with, you might see yourself doing the Krugel and Dirt. You can do the Krugel and Dirt. You can start there for fun, basically. But also, diet-wise, is there anything you have to have in consideration? Eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away, or what's the chat with it?
I think anything is just about balance, so just do it in moderation. So if you want to eat something, make sure that you can train it off the next day, you know. Otherwise, just keep it healthy. I don't really have anything specific that I need.
Keep it healthy. Okay, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Anri here with us on Athletes. So, like I said, we are at Ochiasa Road. where she is training, where she just finished the training right now. So we are making sure that you guys are covered and are knowing about our athletes and what they are doing. But that's all that we have for you, Anri. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Actually loved it. Well, stay tuned. We will be back with another episode.
All right.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with tennis news first. It's the US Open that continues. It's still week one. Exciting tennis at the Flushing Meadows in the United States in New York. News from the men's side of the draw. Number one seed Carlos Alcaraz safely through to the second round. That was mainly because the opponent he played against had to withdraw. That was because of an injury, that is Dominic Kuffer, that couldn't continue in that game. He is from Germany. So Carlos Alcaraz through to the second round. He will next play South African Lloyd Harris, and Lloyd Harris also a good start for him. Difficult to play the number one seed now, but Lloyd Harris has been injured for quite a while, but he beat Guido Pella, and he is from Argentina. He beat him 7-6, 6-4 and 6-4 to advance to the second round against Alcaraz. Also a good result for Andy Murray, the experienced player from Great Britain, a former Wimbledon winner as well. Andy Murray beat Constantin Motet. He's from France by 6-2, 7-5 and 6-3. Also from Great Britain, Cameron Norrie is also safely through to the second round. And the number 2 and 3 seeds, Novak Djokovic and Daniel Medvedev, also through to the second round. On to the women's side of the draw, and it was experienced Venus Williams. She was a promoter's pick, or she was invited by the organizers of the US Open, and she lost unfortunately in the first round. She's 43 years old, Venus Williams now, and she played 24 consecutive singles titles at the US Open. That's also a record. But she lost to Greet Minin, and she lost by 6-1 and 6-1. Also number 2 seed, Aryna Sabalenka, she's safely through to the next round. And then it is a number 7 seed, Caroline Garcia from France. She's out of the tournament, one of the first highest seeds in the women's side to fall out in the first round, and she lost to Wang Yafan. She is from China, and she's 114th in the world. Also a good start for Ons Jabeur. It was a difficult start. Ons Jabeur is from Tunisia. She's Africa's hope in the US Open, and she beat Camila Osorio by 7-5, 7-6. A tough game for her, but she just recovering from flu, and she had difficulty to breathe. But Ons Jabeur safely through to the next round. Moving on to golf news, and it is the USA team that was selected for the Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup, that is the team competition between the USA and Europe. That is the men's professional golf, and it is the US team that was confirmed. That was by Captain Zach Johnson. 6 players already qualified because of their ranking, and then Zach Johnson had 6 picks as a captain that he had to announce, and maybe the one surprise or most notable inclusion is that of Brooks Koepka, that currently plays on the Live Golf Tour initiative, and it was highly speculated that he will make the team because he won the PGA major tournament a few months ago. And so the 6 players that's included is Brooks Koepka, then also Sam Burns, also Colin Morikawa, Ricky Fowler, and then Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, and they joining Scotty Scheffler, then Brian Harman, Wyndham Clark, and Max Homa, Xander Schauffele, and Patrick Cantlay.